Hi guys! Happy New Year's Eve!
Yay! We are doing okay, we're doing resolutions of the 16 types, and hopefully I guess some of your resolutions correctly. Okay, yeah, just based on the types and your cognitive functions, I thought I would guess what your resolutions are, and hopefully I get them correctly.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think we kind of approach this differently. I think I kind of said what your New Year's resolution should be based on your weaker cognitive
Look
functions.
at the INTJ telling you all what your desires should be for New Year's.
And you kind of did what they most likely are to be, right?
Oh my god, that's so NIFI. It's like NI is like, this is the future that you should want to be an optimal person. I'm like, I accept what you guys already want.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's really good.
Sorry for TJ optimizing you guys.
I accept you all just the way you are.
So I guess the way I approached this generally was that I thought that every type's path of growth would be developing your third and fourth function, but mostly your fourth function. So that's kind of the resolutions I was making, to use those functions. So for the ISTJ, I said your resolution should be to explore all the craziest possibilities your heart desires. So I feel like the ISTJ, has dominant SI and then secondary TE. So it's probably just doing things according to their own specific preferences, but I think the way for personal growth for them is just to expand into their NE, and maybe they'll find all these things that they really like that their SI never could have conceived of, and that their FI is also very in line with.
Okay, yeah, similar. It's to experiment with new things and new experiences in ways that you don't go overboard in an E grip, and abandon all of your responsibilities. So finding that balance.
Middle ground. Yeah, let's move on to ESTJ. So for ESTJ, I said your resolution should be to take your illogical desires seriously. Yeah, so I feel like ESTJs with low FI may not always take their FI values seriously, so resolution for personal growth, incorporate that into your TESI plan.
Yeah, so mine was just to get a massive promotion because the boss noticed that you've been having a perfect attendance record and receive a giant Christmas bonus.
Nice. Moving on to the ISFJ. So for the ISFJ, I say explore all the far-reaching possibilities that seem logically plausible to you, and maybe also develop some sort of logical consistency. Because I feel like the ISFJ is probably has all these SI preferences, but also these preferences accommodate the FE kind of social vibes. So it would be good for you just to kind of explore some theories that make sense to you on a very subjective level, and just take some time to block out that FE and just focus on yourself.
Okay, so for ISFJ, mine are so stereotypical, oh my god. Okay, for ISFJ, I wrote, to shove your relationship to the next picture-perfect milestone.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so, I don't know, getting engaged if you're, in a relationship, or, finding a relationship if you're single, blah, 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 blah.
I like this. I think I'm approaching it on, the last two functions, and you're approaching it on, the first two. Yeah, so this is good. Okay, ESFJ. ESFJ, I said you should, in your exploration of what's possible in the world, you should figure out which truths make sense to you and only to you. Because I feel again, as an FE dom, you're going to be super accommodating to everyone. So just taking some time to be ooh, what is logically consistent for me and only me will be a good way of personal growth.
Yeah. Okay, ESFJ wrote, become the most popular person in the school or neighborhood, depending on where you are in life, and throw the most impressive party. This is totally based on your mom. Throw the best party ever.
Oh, it's so
and
cute.
People will talk about it for ages to come.
The ISTP. For ISTP, I said, inspire people towards the bigger cause that you've always felt drawn to. Because I feel the ISTP has that tertiary NI, so they probably see some sort of bigger causes, but with that weak FE, they might not know how to draw people in order to actually create some sort of cause, and organized people and stuff like that. So I think, like, yeah, developing your FE around some sort of NI cause that you already have is probably a good path to growth for you.
Yeah, I wrote master everything about one specific task or field so that you're the best in the class or city or world.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like TI and I.
Yeah. Okay, ESTP. So for ESTP, it's kind of like ISTP except reverse. So in your interactions with people, see if you can find a cause worth championing. Yeah, just because I feel like ESTPs will have pretty good use of their FE, and so they can kind of get like a vibe of like maybe other people's needs and stuff, but then developing their NI and actually maybe seeing some sort of trajectory in which you could like, you know, make some sort of social change or something in this kind of FE stuff that you're picking up would be a good path of growth for you.
I thought that they would want like social power, so or just like power in general, and I wrote be recognized as the alpha dog of your social stratosphere. Like I wrote like corporation or class or like household or whatever you prize the most.
ISFP. ISFP, I said pursue that long-term goal that you've been dreaming of. So again, I feel like the ISFP will have that tertiary NI and probably have some sort of like developed trajectories in their mind, but they still might be kind of more in SEO mode and experimenting with different things. But then I guess your path of growth would be developing that inferior TE and just being like, okay, let's take this NI goal seriously and let's just like execute this logically and see where it can go.
Yeah, I kind of found something similar. It was like having the different areas of your life like coalesce towards one vision that you've always had. And I also wrote like develop or settle on a personal style for your artistic projects and sell them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Based on the ISFPs that I know.
ESFP. ESFP, I say do things that give rise to your dream life path. I feel like ESFPs might, use SE and FI to kind of just like see these different experiences that align with them, and also TE to kind of get things done and execute them logically, but maybe by developing their NI, they can kind of figure out some consistency in their life that really works for them, and then kind of focus their extroverted energies in that direction.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. I was just guessing, like, they would say, make as many memories as possible, like, have as many memorable experiences.
For INTJ, I said, find opportunities that align with what feels right for you. So I think, when we're in NITE mode, we're just thinking about this long-term vision and how it, can logically be executed in the world. But sometimes we miss out on like opportunities that are just right there in front of us because we're so like focused on NI. And make sure that they align with your FI too, and then maybe things can happen.
Okay, I wrote get out of your head enough, often enough to make significant strides towards a personal project / vision. So you're like, get away from your vision. I'm like, no, go towards it.
Okay, ENTJ. For ENTJ, I said discover your true desires through exploration. So I feel like the ENTJ will have fairly good use of tertiary SE. So they'll be already kind of like exploring opportunities in the real world, but then I think they'll have to tune into their FI and see which of those opportunities really aligns with their personal value system.
Okay, I wrote form own corporation that's on trajectory for becoming part of Fortune 500.
Yes. INFJ. For INFJ, I said find opportunities that make sense to you. So I feel, again, like the INTJ, opening up to SE and seeing what possibilities there are outside your NI path will be really helpful for you. But this time I think you should kind of try to cut off from the FE accommodation side of things and again kind of tune into your inner TI logical subjectivity and, find something that works for you.
Okay, so I think in IFE I wrote like optimizing close personal relationships, including cutting off dead weight in a way that it contributes to your personal well-being and personal development. Don't put effort into people who are not worth it. Just cut them out of your life.
ENFJ. Yeah, so for ENFJ, I said figure out what makes logical sense to you by exploring the world. So again, I feel like with higher up SE, You will kind of want to explore the physical world and opportunities, but then I think what will really help rein in maybe your FE side will just be developing that TI consistency. And yeah, so focus more on yourself.
Oh, so funny. Like, focus on yourself, and mine is like successfully rally others to join your cause that you strongly believe in and lead the team.
Yeah, this is so good. I feel like both of ours probably work in some way. Like,
yeah, sure.
It's like these are already your natural strengths, and then like mine are like your weaknesses, which like could help complement your natural strengths in some way. Moving on to INTP. For INTP, I said find the joy in social harmony by being consistent with your preferences. So INTPs should already have some SI preferences well developed, but they may not always see the point maybe of social harmony in an FE way, or maybe they just don't have it well developed enough that they can enjoy it and it's stressful. So yeah, just take time to, develop that FE, but always stay true to your SI, and I think that might be the path of, finding joy in it.
No, I'm dying because for ENFJ, you're like, focus on yourself. I'm like, rally other people. And for INTP, you're like, enjoy other people. And mine is like, achieve max amounts of efficient independence such that you can put in the least amount of work and deal with the least amount of people. But still, like, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like, make a living and, yeah, do all that stuff. But, like, do the least amount of boring stuff and deal with, like, get in contact with the least amount of people possible.
Honestly, though, I don't feel like ours are contradictory, because you could be like, yeah, deal with the least amount of people possible, and mine is like, figure out how to socialize in a way that, works for you with your personal SI, so it doesn't, you could do both.
True.
Okay, ENTP. ENTP, I said find consistency in how you interact with others. So again, they'll have well-developed FE, so they'll kind of have this, feeling for the general emotional, tone of the social environment around them, but then I think that dominant NE, they'll just kind of say whatever's on their mind, and so maybe developing that SI, that repressed SI consistency will kind of help build help develop your FE in that sense as well.
Okay, this is kind of similar. I wrote, convince others and receive praise and recognition for some of your so crazy it just might work ideas or inventions.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, I think ENTPs, they have like so many brilliant ideas, but they like sometimes they abandon them or have trouble like getting others on board, even though they have tertiary FE. But that would be kind of a cool goal.
Okay, INFP. For INFP, I said put your ideal preferences into action. So again, they'll have a tertiary SI, so I think they'll kind of know what their personal preferences are for certain things, but then they just have to, get that TE out and just actually externally do it in reality.
That's such a good tip! Oh, I feel like that book that I wrote, that was all like how to find out what you want, figure out your preferences, do the preferences. There was like, I wrote a whole chapter on this. That's so crazy. Okay, for INFP, for FI, SI, I wrote, finally succeed at, I might never succeed at this, no, finally succeed at following a disciplined routine so that, disciplined way of working so that you can reach your FI dream of like finishing a personal project.
Yeah, it's kind of similar on that one, actually.
Yeah. Maybe, you know what, maybe when I'm like 35, I'll change this to like, F routine, like figure out like your personal way of doing things because you'll never stick to a routine.
Okay, ENFP. So ENFP, I said find the preferences that work best for you in your actions. So I think, they'll have, tertiary TE, so I think they'll be able to kind of figure out how to do things logically in the world. But perhaps honing in on their SI preferences will help kind of streamline their TE a little bit and make life easier for them. And probably streamline their NE as well.
Okay, yeah. This is based on an ENFP person that I know, but it's also like NE and TE. I wrote like, make career change so that your creativity can be used to the fullest. I feel like that's like TE hidden agenda that uses your like NE natural strength.
Yeah, that's really good. yeah, so let us know your type and let us know if you guys have any resolutions for the New Year's, or if you even somewhat agreed with our somewhat opposite resolution ideas for you guys.
Tell me if I guessed anyone's resolutions correctly.
Yeah.
So, hope you enjoyed that episode. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. You guys can subscribe for more videos. And if you enjoy our content, please consider pledging your support on Patreon. That'll help us keep making videos for you guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Have a great New Year's Eve, guys. Kiss as many people as you want.
Happy New Year.